Hey there, hi there, ho there. Blue Falcon TCG with the homie John, the king of Ice Barrier himself, with a super sauce icy deck list. He's gonna jump on into it. We're gonna go with profile and then some draw gels at the end, and let's hop on in.
This is my ice barrier pure version. Words. It's just pure, no Rinnick. I don't think the Rinnick cards really do that much. It's great, but I was testing both versions, and this one seems to play through interruptions more. So starting off with the starters, you start with 3 Revealer. It's obviously the best one card starter in the game for this deck. You just normal summon your discard either Hexa um, or discard any water monster from your hand, and then special summon Hexa or even Dorges from deck, and then you can go into plays that way. So 3 of her. I'm only playing 2 Hexa because I found the third one kind of bricks, so it's only 2. The best discard for the deck is Mirror Mage. It's the new Ice Barrier. So 3 Mirror Mage. Once it goes to the graveyard, you search any Ice Barrier card, which is phenomenal. You're either generally searching Speaker the Ice Barrier, which is the next card I'm going to show you, or Freezing Curses, Freezing Chains of the Ice Barrier, which is a spell card for extension. So uh, starting off with 2 speakers, because again, I feel like the third one kind of bricks. I mean, it is nice because you can special summon it from your hand if you control another Ice Barrier. So that allows you to draw 4 with Croc and go down that line, and then it also goes into Bahamut chart for your Toad. Again, more 2-ofs, Gorgeous. Gorgeous is the new Ice Barrier that is Dweller on field if you control another Ice Barrier, and it special summons Ice Barrier from Graveyard, so that's pretty nice. It's also a level 6 tuner, so easy level 10 synchros. After that, we're trying a new card. A lot of people are playing Warlock for your Floodgates to special summon off your new Lancia dragon, but I started playing the Cryomancer just because it is a Gravity Bind S card, and it's also a level 2 and Aqua, so it synergizes with Toad a lot more. I'm siding the Warlock. So it also allows me to pitch off Hexa, making it a level 2. And then obviously the best floodgate in the game is General Ryo. Um, it makes your opponent discard a card to activate their monster effects on resolution. So it could be a giant chain, and you special summon them, and then all of a sudden that chain changes because they don't have cards to discard because it negates their effect if you can't discard, which is nice. Uh, Next is the Rhoda of the deck Medallion. Uh, the alternate art is pretty nice. Glad it came out with that. But it's a non once per turn search, which is phenomenal. You can't ask for any more. I'm playing 2 Freezing Chains because it is nice to open. Sometimes, like, especially because I'm playing a lot of non-engine water monsters that discard. So discarding to then play this to special summon the discard is allows me to play through a lot more. I am playing the 1 wins. I don't see it very often. I don't even know why I'm playing it, but when I do see it, it's great because it just trades out your Ice Bearers on field and special summons level 4 or lower from deck. So it allows you to extend if you get impermed or mournered or any of those cards that stop your original effects. Then we're playing 1 Ice Bearer. Great card to discard because you can just banish it from the graveyard. And then send a level 5 or higher water monster to the grave, and then add a water card from the grave to your hand. So it actually plays around Ash, which is nice. And then it also, on field effect, isn't bad because it just makes you take no damage and turns them to 0. So it is pretty nice. Next is the non-engine of the deck. All water monsters, of course. I am playing the one tidal dragon because it is a beautiful extender, especially if you need to get a mirror mage engraved and you have like 2 water monsters in your hand. You can send this with a water monster to the graveyard and then pitch the mirror mage from deck and then start your combos that way. And then you can also just banish 2 water monsters to special summon it, and then it comes back to your hand for another discard later at the opponent's end phase. So Tidal is a great extender. Um, then you're playing 3 Ice Jade Ran. It's literally a free synchro 10. You pitch one other card, Ice Barrier or Water Monster or Ice Jade card, it doesn't matter. Pitch to the graveyard, special summon it, special level 3 token, and then easy synchro 10. Then we're playing 3 Swap Frog, because 3 Swap Frog allows Toad plays. Just extra body. It also can bounce itself to your hand for a discard for a revealer, which is kind of nice. Then you're playing 2 Silent Sea Nettle, which is just another level 4 extender. Goes into Bahamut a lot easier and just gives you another body for your link plays to facilitate your draw 4. And then you have 2 Fishborg Harpooner, which is again more extenders. You reveal this and one other water monster and then special summon one of them, discard the other. That's it for all my water engine. Next is just hand traps and like non-engine like cards to help you stop your opponent. I like a lot of 2-ofs because I like seeing different cards. So I'm playing 2 Mourner. I'm playing 2 Ogre, 2 Droll, 1 Crow, just because it allows me to fill a spot and side out a little easier. And then 3 Infirm. So that's all my non-engine hand traps, which is 2, 4, 6, 7, 10, which isn't bad. And then the 1 Called By, just because Called By is hell of a card right now. That's it for the main deck. It's 43 for the count. I was playing a strict 40, but I felt that 43 allowed me to draw more into extenders and play more extenders and not draw the bricks as often, because there are a couple bricks you don't want to draw, but I never see them.
You don't want to be bricked up for sure.
Exactly. Going on to the extra deck, I'm playing all water except for 1 card. It's a must in every deck. SP. You do water lock yourself a lot in this deck, so that's why I'm only playing 1 card that's not water, but SP is just too good not to play. Another tech I'm trying out, which is actually doing really well for me, is I'm playing the Water Charmer. The Water Charmer, even if you don't get to revive from your opponent's graveyard, it's still very good if they like get rid of it and you can search a monster for extender. But the real reason I'm playing it is because it allows me, when I'm waterlocked, I can still go into this card right here and go into my Croc place, because it will give me an extra body, and I can show it to you if it comes up in a combo later. But the Water Charmer allows me to extend through my water lock and go full combo through interruptions. She's just insane because she just revives the Mirror Mage, which is revive, and then you send her with Mirror Mage effect for 3 tokens, and it's just free Lancia all day or free Croc all day. And then the next card I just put in is the level 4 link, Maris's Great Bubble Reef, because it does come up later in the game, and being able to banish a card for a 3200 beater, which is nice, and draw a card is great. Hand advantage in this deck is super simple to grab, and it allows you to play through so much. But you can also revive your coral after you banish it, and then continue that way. So it's kind of nice. So that's it for the links. I play 4 links. Next is the synchros. I'm playing 2 Lancia because the card's just cracked. Like, the only complaint I have about it is it's not named Ice Barrier. If it was named Ice Barrier, then the card would be nuts.
Dude, Warlock would be live forever. First thing you do is just anti-spell those everybody.
Yeah, it would be insane. And then you do play 2 targets for the Lancia. You play the normal Trish, because when it leaves the field, it just counts as a free synchro summon. So Trish, and then the big Trish, Zero Dragon. Depending on the game state is what one you summon. So that's it for those. And then you play your synchro line, which is Coral Dragon, which is draw 1 for the Croc. And then you're playing 2 level 8s. You're playing Adamantha Phaser and White Aura Rail. Both come up in different situations because you can't always make a Synchro 10. Synchro 8's like your next line. So they're just good Synchro 8's. I felt like they were like the most generic Synchro 8's. And then you're playing your Croc and your Changing for another level 10 and another Ravenous or a level 9 for drawing 3. But Changing's nice because especially when you have like your Bubble Reef on field, you're banishing a card and then proccing Changing. So it's just a gross combo. And then I'm not playing the Ice Jade rank 10 or Synchro 10 because it didn't come up enough. So I cut it. Instead, I'm playing the Bubble Reef and the Water Charmer. And then the last 2 cards are obvious Shark and Toad. Because they're your Omni Negate.
I mean, a free anti-nib is all we want in life, right?
Exactly. And then I'll show you my side deck. I mean, I'm still working on the side deck, but it's working for now.
Just some fun theory behind it, it's all.
If you have any thoughts about changing it, let me know. I'm open to suggestions. But going first cards, I'm playing 3 Gravity Claps. Because a lot of times you can end on like a Ravenous, and instead of like popping a card with Ravenous by discarding 2, you just Gravity Claps your Ravenous away, and it pretty much ends their turn. So it's pretty nice, and it's also a counter trap, so they can't respond unless they have another counter trap. And then I'm playing 2 Floodgates that aren't summonable. It's Tikaboo and Gozen. Because, like I said, I'm playing nothing but water except for SP, so Gozen does nothing to me. And Tikaboo, this deck actually plays around Tikaboo really well. You can't go your token lines, because they're all Aqua tokens, but, like, with the Toad and all that, and the links and stuff, you can play different lines. So, Tikaboo works. Then I am siding 2 monsters, which is the Warlock and the Gamma Seal. Because Ice Bear is, you can literally search Gamma Seal from deck and just add it to your hand if you need it. And then Warlock is anti-spell, so if your Gravity Bind doesn't work, then you just anti-spell them instead. Then going second cards, I have 3 Dark Ruler, because like, I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Nowadays is not like, hey, I need to beat you in 1 turn. It's more a grind. So I'm playing, or trying to play smart, and just Dark Ruler does so much. We're going to give it a little good half cut. We're going to draw 5. Alright, so opening hand, we got Mirror Mage, Revealer, Silent Sea Metal, Wind, and Imperm. So this hand is going to be with no interruptions, but I mean, I could also explain how you kind of play through interruptions if you want.
Now let's just go pure full gas and see what the deck really does showcase.
Alright, so in this case, you're going to start with Revealer, because obviously it's, like I said, the best one-card starter. You're going to discard your Mirror Mage. If you don't think they're going to have Nib, then you can go a different line, but you can also play under Nib too. So do you want me to go with Nib or without?
Let's just go with Nib. That's like the safe, Toad negate shenanigans that makes Ice Barrier so saucy.
Yeah, so this is just a safe combo, which is still going to be gas. Your mage will search your speaker, and then you're going to special summon your Hexa. Your Hexa is going to send the Cryomancer. So that way you're not sending like another level 2 like Mirror Mage, and it's still level 2 for synchro plays. But then you're going to special your speaker because you control Ice Bearer, and then you're going to overlay. I like to go in the link zone for this because it clears up your monster zones. But you overlay into Bahamut, and then Bahamut, you're going to detach your speaker just in case, because you want your speaker engraved.
Yeah.
And then your speaker is gonna get you your Toad. I always put my Toad in one of these 2 zones, just because I play around like Imperms and like Anima and cards like that. And then from here, you're just gonna link these 2 up. And then Toad was your 5th summon, so that's nice. And then you're just gonna go into your Coral and Anemone, and then Anemone is going to revive your Mirror Mage. Right now you're locked into water, because you used Revealer. But she locks you into synchros once you use her effect, so you just get rid of this, special summon 3 tokens, and then you synchro 6 into your Coral, and then from here you can banish your speaker. So we'll just put Banish Stone up here. Banish Speaker to get another token. And that's the easy draw 4. Because then you synchro 9 into your Croc. And then you always chain link 1 Croc, chain link 2 Coral, because draw 3, draw 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And
that's so good.
From here, I mean, you're opening hand traps, but like, I'm not even joking, probably 7 out of 10 times I'm opening a way to get out my level 10. So this is going to be my level 10 here, by discarding this. You special summon him and a level 3 token, and then you just synchro 10. And this is all under Nib. I mean, this is like no other hand trap other than Nib, but it's still pretty good. And then you get your Lancia Dragon. I put him in defense because I got scarred one time. The guy just hard opened Lightning Storm game 1, and he was in attack, and it just like cooked me. So I always put him in defense now. And then from here, like, you have other options. So like, if you want to extend a little more, you can just freezing chains here. And then if you want, you can freezing chains into Hexa, and then you can go into another synchro 10. Or since you pitched a floodgate from deck already, you can just special summon your floodgate. And then you still have this for follow-up, and then you still can special summon this and do other stuff for follow-up. You can also just discard these for Croc, and then you have an imperm draw. So, and then you're special summoning, when they special summon, you're special summoning Georges. Or not Georges, but on their turn.
Ryo, right?
Your Ryo.
Yeah.
And then, since you already have your second floodgate, like, you would either special summon your Mirror Mage, or your Georges for another floodgate. And then, also, Toad can send Mirror Mage, so you can keep your Toad on field.
Which is
so,
pretty bonkers.
And Mirror Mage, and then get its effect again. So that's combo number 1.
End board was up to 5+ interruptions, which is pretty nuts.
So combo number 2, just random cards, right? So I mean, this hand is a lot less gross than the other one. But even then, like, this is probably the most I break up. So you can either start with a level 10, or you can try to go other lines.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you don't want to play safe, you can try this, right? So you'll Harpooner, sending the Ice Jade to special itself. And then you can Mirror Mage for just a normal summon. And then from here, you can just link 2. This is with no hand traps, so this is, like, dangerous.
Hey, you're just putting him on having me out, that's all.
Yeah, like, if I were to play, like, with hand traps, I probably would have just, like, Ice Jade, and ended on Alancia. But this is a line that you can do. So, Chainlink 1 Mirror Mage to get your Surge, and then Chainlink 2 target to special summon your Mirror Mage. And then from here, you can just grab a Speaker, because then you can draw 4, at least, at the minimum. Special summon your Speaker now, because it's going to be your only chance. And then from here, you're not locked into water yet, but you don't have another extender. So, like, if you had one more extender, you can go into SP here and then go a little farther. But since I don't have the extender, you're just gonna tribute the Speaker for 3 tokens, and then see what you get off your draw 4. And leaving Anemone on field isn't bad, because you can just, like, add next turn too, you know? And then Speaker for your another token, then Synchro 9 for draw 4. One, 2, 3, 4. So don't really have a way for a 10. I mean, you do, because you have the Ice Jade. So Ice Jade, you want to keep your starter, so you'll Ice Jade your Georges away. Actually, no. You'll Ice Jade your Revealer away, because we have freezing thing. So Ice Jade, Revealer for your token, and then you can go into a 10 here. which Landseer Dragon is going to be your first time you go into every single time.
Card's too good. It floats everything.
Yeah, and then honestly, like we can actually extend farther because your chains here. Special summon your revealer, and then you can special summon Georges because you control Ice Barrier now. Georges effect, special summon your mirror mage. And from here you can go into a 10 or an 8. So depending on what you want, you can either go into like your Dragite or your chain.
I guess that'd be matchup dependent, right?
Yeah, exactly. Depending on what you need. Because I like to go into chaining like a little later. Because like right now we're locked into water synchros, so I can't go into bubble reef.
Mm-hmm.
So next turn I'll go into bubble reef and then make chaining, and then you'll have like chaining bubble reef. So I like to keep him here. So I'd probably go into like a level 8 maybe. Or I might even go into a level 10 now. Just because having the Mirror Mage on field is still good. Because you can, when it leaves the field on their turn, you can search. So, and then you have an Imperm and Ogre still.
I mean, honestly, that's looking like 1, 2, 3, 4 interruptions with the walking like floodgate.
Yeah.
It's pretty solid for sure. Honestly, I give Ice Barrier like a straight up like 8 out of 10. If Fire didn't exist, I think this would be one of the contenders for a format, just because of the kind of boards it produces uninterrupted. And shoot,
Uninterrupted, it's pretty nuts. But like even through interruptions, like the more you play the deck, like the more you understand like what your real choke points are, and like, hey, if you get stopped on like revealer, what are you gonna do?
yeah, I mean it's solid. So, I mean that pretty much wraps up the combos and deck list. You want to sign us off?
Yeah. My name's John, playing Ice Bears this format, and we'll see how far we go. Just remember, you're not bad at the game. Just gotta shuffle better.
Oh yeah.